بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, rahimakumullah ta'ala, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family members and his companions radhiyallahu anhum ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jalla gives the opportunity for us once again tonight to meet and to continue our study on the world of the Jinn and the world of the Shayateen, Alamul Jinn wa Shayateen. And we have stopped in our last class on page 20 of the book translated from the work of page 14 on the book written by Dr. Umar bin Sulaiman al-Ashqar rahimahullah ta'ala, and we have stopped at the explanation on the verse number 76 from Surah An-Nisa, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Allazina amanu yuqatiluna fi sabilillah wallazina kafaru yuqatiluna fi sabilit taghut فَقَاتِلُوا أَوْلِيَاءَ الشَّيْطَانِ إِنَّ كَيْدَ الشَّيْطَانِ كَانَ ضَعِيفًا. The verse means those who believe do battle for the cause of Allah Ta'ala, fighting in the cause of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And those who disbelieve, the kuffar, do battle or the fighting for the cause of Taghut. And I have explained the meaning of Taghut. The real or the ultimate Taghut is Iblis, La'natullahi alayh. Iblis is also known as Taghut, Shaitan. Taghut is whatever that is obeyed, that is worshipped other than Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Whenever a person prefers or likes laws other than the Sharia of Islam, for example, the democracy, or the whatever laws available in the world or written by human beings, they prefer it over the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that is also we call as Taghut. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, so fight the minions of the devil. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يُقَاتِلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَقَاتِلُوا أَوْلِيَاءَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Awliya al-Shaytan, here in the translation it is written as the minions, but actually it is called as the awliya al-shaitan, means the friends or the protectors or the guardians or the supporters of the shayateen, the supporters of shaitan, awliya al-shaitan. And the opposite of awliya al-shaitan is awliya al-rahman. Have you ever heard the word wali? Awliya is the plural form for wali, yeah, Waliullah, Awliyaullah. Inna kayda shaitani kana dha'ifa, Inna kayda shaitani kana dha'ifa. And this is a very important verse where Allah SWT says, verily, kayda shaitan means the deception or the trickery or the conspiracy of the shaitan. Kana dha'ifa, it's weak. Yeah, it's weak. Though the devil's strategy is weak. Taghut is a word that is well known to many of the people of the earth, with exactly the same lettering according to Al-Aqad in his book Iblis. He is called a Taghut because he has transgressed the limits. Because the meaning of Iblis, it comes from the Arabic word Al-Balasa. Al-Balasa means he has no good in him, or Ublisa. Ublisa means those who are despaired and lost. Because Iblis, la'natullahi alayh, he has no good in him. No good at all. Whatever he does is for the evil and is to make humans, all the human beings, all the descendants of Adam alayhi salam, to be thrown into hell, fire. Na'udzu billahi min zalik. So it is written here, Shaitan has despaired of any chance of mercy from Allah because he has despaired. He despairs the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. And the truth is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful, the most forgiving. He has the choice to repent. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ كَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Means, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered all the malaikah, the angels, to prostrate in front of Adam alayhi salam, all the angels obeyed the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except Iblis, where he Aba was takbar. Aba was takbar means he refused and he became arrogant. Istakbara. He became arrogant. He said, Ana khayrun minhu. I am better than him. I am better than your new creation. خلقتني من نار وخلقته من طين. You created me from the fire, and you created him from the soil, from the clay. So I am better than him. And this, as we know, is a fallacy. This is the rebuttal is that if fire is better than the soil or the clay, then why, when we throw a clay or soil upon the fire will be extinguished? Which one is greater, the soil or the fire? So this is a fallacy. This is a fallacy created by Iblis, la'natullah alayh. So many of the scholars have mentioned that his name, and this is a very popular belief, that his name before he is despaired from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy is Azazil, or was Azazil. But this has no clear evidence, or there is no source of the deen or the evidence from the deen that can clarify this matter. Azazil, whether it's true or not, Allahu a'lam bis-shawab. Okay? And among the Ahlul Kitab, or among the Westerners, they know the name Lucifer. Yeah, Lucifer. Have you heard about Lucifer? Never? Never, akhi. MashaAllah. Where have you been all this while? Lucifer, or in the name we can find in the Bible, in the English translation of the Bible, Lucifer refers to Iblis or Azazil. Allahu a'lam bis-shawab. However, the name Azazil or Lucifer comes from, most likely from the riwayat of the Israeliyat. Israeliyat means the people of Bani Israel. Okay, the next fasal, or the next subtopic, Shaitan, Satan, the created. The one who studies the Quran and in the Hadith knows that Shaitan is one of Allah's creation. He is one of Allah's creation. And some people will dispute. They say, if Shaitan is created by God, then why he is so evil? Why he is so evil? I mean, why God can allow himself to create such creature? So how do we answer that? How do we answer that? Yeah. He chose to be evil, okay? And Allah knows that the creation that he is going to create will be evil, will be so mean. He will lead all the humankinds to, to falsehood or astray, lead them astray. So why did Allah Azza wa Jalla allow himself to create such creature?
In some cases,
To test mankind, yes?
In some cases, I replied some of my friends this way that
Yeah.
the wisdom of Allah is greater and greater than us. So we don't know His wisdom, and we cannot explain His wisdom.
Yes, out of the wisdom, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-alim al-hakim. That is why in the verse Surah Al-Baqarah, in the verse before the verse where Allah mentioned about how He ordered all the malaikah or the angels to prostrate before Adam alayhi salam, he said, Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. And this verse is so great that it covers and it answers all the questions about his creation. You know, the malaika question Allah Azza wa Jalla, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. Before the creation of Adam alayhi salam, Allah Ta'ala mentioned his intention to create a new creature, a new type of being who is destined to be Khalifa fil ard, on earth, Khalifa on earth. And the words Khalifa, it encompasses a lot of meanings, a lot of definitions. Khalifa from the words Khalfa, I mean whatever which is behind, or whatever is someone or somebody who inherits something from somebody. Khalifa. And the most popular definition is that Khalifa is the one who will make beneficial of everything which is available on earth. Yeah. The one who make benefits on earth, Khalifa. Yeah. Fil ard. And then the Malaika asked, yeah, وَإِذْ قَالَ لِرُبِّكَ إِنِّي جَعَلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً قَالُوا أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَن يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءَ وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ قَالَ إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Why do you want to create a creature that will what? That will make trouble on earth, that will spill blood on earth. Whereas us, the Malaika, yusabbihu and nusabbih bihamdika wa nuqaddisu lak. We always, every day, 24/7, every minute, every second, we glorify you. We worship you. We never disobey you. And this is out of the knowledge of Malaika. They do not know the wisdom behind the creation of Adam alayhi salam. Whereas Ibn Kathir rahimahullah ta'ala mentioned in his tafsir of this ayah, whereby after a certain period of time, then the Malaika, the angels, know that from these progeny, from the prodigy of Adam alayhi salam, the prophets, the Salihun, the Waliullah, the Awliyaullah was born or were born from Adam alayhi salam. From Adam alayhi salam, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born from this prodigy, from the prodigy of Adam alayhi salam. Subhanallah. And we read a lot of hadiths, the narrations where Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam explaining the job or the task of Malaika, of the angels. And one of them is that the Malaika will come every Fajr. They will look for congregational prayers, Salatul Jama'ah, for Fajr, for Subuh. Because Fajr prayer is mashhuda, is witnessed by the Malaika. And the Malaika will say Ameen. Every time we pray in congregation with the Imam, when the Imam says Ameen, and we recite Ameen simultaneously with the Imam, and Malaika also say Ameen. And whoever read Ameen at the same time with the Malaika, all his sins will be forgiven. MashaAllah. And also there are Malaika, there are angels. Their job is to go to masajid, to mosque, to surau, to what? To pray for the servants of Allah who just sit there between azan and iqamah. Allahumma aghfir lahu, Allahumma arhamhu, Allahumma aghfir lahu, Allahumma arhamhu. Oh Allah, forgive him. Oh Allah, have mercy on him. This means the Malaika loves the people. I mean, they become loving towards the descendants of Adam alayhi salam, who are among the salihin, who are among the pious, the kind, the good people. All right. So not all of them spill the blood on earth. Not all of them destroy whatever goodness on earth. So it is beyond their knowledge, and it is from the wisdom of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Okay, shaitan is one of Allah's creation, and he has a mind, ability to understand, he moves and so forth. He is not just a mere spirit or spiritual being that cannot think, that cannot speak. Shaitan speaks. Shaitan do speaks. They have their language. They know our language. And I have spoken to a lot of them. The shayateen, when they speak, they are not like human beings. That's why we can distinguish a person who is possessed by the shaitan or the devil or the jinn, because the character will be changed. You know whether or not this is a human being or not a human being. Allahu Akbar. And this is the sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, this is a sign of the truth behind Islam. I mean, the truth of the teaching of Islam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and His Prophet says that the jinn exist, and we can witness it in our everyday life. And there are people who are possessed by jinn. And it is impossible for them to lie, because there are people who are possessed in Malaysia. There are people who are possessed in Nigeria, in Britain, in the USA, in the African continent, for example. How can these people who are possessed by jinn will be, agree with each other, or they will, how to say this, setting up a story, making up a story that they are being possessed? It's impossible. It's mutawatir. That is what we call mutawatir, because of so many cases around the world. Yeah, that is why the existence of the jinn is undisputable. He is not like what some of the ignorant have claimed, an evil spirit that takes the shape of the evil conscience, animalistic part of man, who is the person when it takes the place of the spiritual good conscience in the heart. His origin, we know that, and I have explained this before. The origin of the shaitan or the jinn or the shayateen is the jinn, because shaitan is actually an attribute. It is a sifat. It is a sifat. It is a noun, but because in Arabic there are only three, according to the most popular theory of Arabic linguistics, is that Arabic language comprises of three elements: ism, fi'l, and harf. Ism, fi'l, and harf. And attributes or adjectives is also a noun in Arabic. Okay, shaitan, from the wazan, or from the, we call this in English, wazan means like a scale of fa'lan. Fa'lan, the same thing or the same way we pronounce, for example, kaslan, lazy. Yeah, he is lazy, huwa kaslan. He is hungry, huwa jaw'an. He is thirsty, huwa atashan. So shaitan is the same thing, because the word shaitan comes from the word shatana. Shatana bima'na ba'uda, means to make one thing away from another. Because the sifat or the attribute of shaitan is that it makes a person become far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It makes people distant from his family members. He makes the father distant from the mother, the son distant from the father, and so on and so forth. That is the role or the main objective of shaitan. One of their tasks is to make people go astray and far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some modern and past writers have disputed this point. They use as a proof for the statement of Allah. Means they use this verse that I have mentioned before, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 34. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. And when we said unto the angels, prostrate yourselves before Adam. Okay, some people, they will use this verse as and evidence that we can prostrate before human beings. Is that true? No. Why? Because Allah Ta'ala ordered the angels to prostrate before Adam alayhi salam. So why can't we prostrate before our parents? Or before our spouse, or before our, boss or employers, for example?
Because Allah forbid us.
Allah forbid us. Yeah. What's the evidence? Why can't we prostrate before other human beings?
Allah says, لا تسجدوا للشمس ولا للقمر واسجدوا لله الذي خلقهن إن كنتم إياه تعبدون.
Yes, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to prostrate only to Him, only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this case, this is not prostration of ibadah. This is not a prostration of ibadah, but prostration due of, this out of respect, as a sign of respect towards Adam alayhi salam. They fell prostrate, the malaika fell prostrate, all of them, save Iblis, means all of them except Iblis. Okay, so some people, they use this as an argument that Iblis was among the angels. And they support the idea of the Ahlul Kitab or the Christians and the Jews that Iblis was an angel. That is why he is called the fallen angel, according to their tradition. But we said no, he wasn't an angel. He was not among the angels, because in this verse it should be read like this: وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Or in Surah Al-Kahfi, كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ. I mean, he was among them, but all the angels prostrate except him, because he is from another being, another species of creature. He is not from among the angels. That's why when we read the Quran, we should not read, or we should not take only one verse and make a conclusion. This is a very fatal mistake, done by a lot of people, especially among the scholars who don't learn the deen properly. They don't learn the deen with the discipline. So that's why some people, they explain the Quran based on their judgment, based on their sentiments or feelings. Yeah? But we, the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we should interpret the Quran based on the discipline laid down by our scholars. Yeah, the best is tafsir bil ma'sur. Tafsir bil ma'sur means tafsir with the narratives. With the narrative from the Quran. Tafsir Quran bil Quran. Quran bil Sunnah. Quran bil Atharu Sahaba. Or the riwayat from the Sahaba. The Tabi'een. Atba'un Tabi'een. And then the last one is tafsir bil Lughah. But a lot of people, they take the priority, they make tafsir with the lughah, with the language, linguistic explanation as the first one. That is the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. Then we will see a lot of problem in the world. Okay, they also quote other similar verses in which Allah makes an exception from the angels of Iblis, and they argue that if he is being accepted from a group, it must have been that he was a member of that group, as this is the customary mode of speech. In many of the books of Quranic commentaries of the tafsir, books of history, we find narrations from many scholars on this point. They mention that Shaitan or Satan was among the angels, and that he was the treasurer of paradise, or of the lowest heaven. He was the most noble and honorable of the angels, and so forth. Ibn Kathir rahimahullah ta'ala states in his commentary of the Quran, he said, these stories have been related from many of the early scholars. Most of them are from the Jewish and Christian legends, or we call Israeliyat. Why Israeliyat can be inserted, or it is adopted by some Muslim scholars? Why it is? Or how do we treat the stories of Israeliyat as Muslims? Okay, we do believe, one of the pillars of Iman is that we should believe in the books, right? In the books sent down by Allah Azza wa Jalla, not only the Quran, but the previous holy books. So, why is it wrong to believe in Torah or in the Injil? Why can't we believe in them now?
We believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent books to the earlier prophets.
Yes?
But the fact says that the books is changed over time.
The book is changed. Yeah, the book is been polluted with by the human hands. So, but during the time of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was the Torah and the Injil in the pure form or in the original form, or has it been changed during his time?
Has it been changed, but still there were some scholars, those who have the authentic knowledges. So Prophet ﷺ permits us to describe their narratives if it is not contradict the Quran and Sunnah.
Yes, that's the part of of the thing. Means in dealing with the Israelite stories, those stories or those informations that is not available in the Quran and in the Sahih Hadith, then we should not reject, nor we should accept. We just consider them to be additional knowledge, additional information. But it cannot be a hujjah. We cannot use it as an evidence. However, if the information contradicts whatever in the Quran and the Sunnah, then we must reject. We must reject it. Okay? Allah alone knows the truth of most of these types of reports. Many of them are clearly false. For example, the name of Azazil, for example. The name of the wife of Al-Aziz during the time of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, Zulaykha. That's from Israeliyat. The name of the Ashabul Kahfi. Those are Israeliyat, just information. It's nothing important in the names. Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us a lot of stories in the Quran without mentioning the names of the actors of the people involved. For example, the name of the wife of Lut alayhi salam, for example. Or the name of the son of Nuh alayhi salam, for example, that is drowned before during the big flood. Allah alone knows the truth of most of these types of reports. Many of them are clearly false, since they contradict the truth that we possess in our hands. That is the Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet. Whatever the Quran contains is sufficient, and we need not delve into the stories of the earlier peoples. Their reports have not been saved from changes, additions, and deletions. They have fabricated many things in their reports. They did not have among them those trustworthy people. Okay, it's very long, it's very lengthy. And I can say that they, or the people of the book, the Ahlul Kitab, they don't have scholars like us. In the Bible, for example, it's so mixed up. It's so mixed up with fables, with real stories, with the original text of the Injil, of the Torah, and we cannot distinguish between them. We cannot distinguish because they do not have the science of Hadith like us. We have the science of Hadith. We have, ilmu rijal, for example, jarh wa ta'dil. We have that kind of discipline, scientific discipline to how to say this?
To separate the
yes, to separate and to make sure that the hadiths that were recorded or that being narrated to us are only among the authentic hadiths. But they don't have. The other kitab, they don't have that. Alright? So, whatever the information from them regarding Iblis or regarding the shaitan is not, it's not something that we can use as hujjah or evidence. Okay? But, like I said in our earlier classes, the existence of jinn or shaitan is accepted by all the Jewish or the Christians. It is in their books, the Torah, the Injil. Until now, even in the Bible, it is mentioned that even the Jesus or Isa alayhi salam, it's been mentioned in the Bible that he casted, he cast away jinn, or he cast away shaitan. Concerning their prophet, Allah accepted Iblis from the angels. It is not a definitive proof. Okay, because Allah Ta'ala said in the Surah Al-Kahfi, verse number 20, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. Okay, if we look at this, the earlier part of the verse, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا, the same verse or similar verse with the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 34. But then, إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ, and this is where the additional information that is very important for us, like I said before, to learn the tafsir from the perspective of the Quran, because the best tafsir is the Quran himself, or the Quran itself. Okay, that's the priority. When we cannot find any verse that can explain this verse, then we go to the Sunnah or the Hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And remember what he said unto the angels, fall prostrate before Adam, and there fell prostrate all save Iblis, he was of the jinn. So many of people ask me, what is the difference between Iblis and jinn, or jinn and shaitan? Okay, the word jinn and shaitan is used interchangeably. Sometimes I say shaitan, sometimes I say jinn. So people get confused. I mean, Ustaz, sometimes you say shaitan. Okay, when I say jinn, when I mention jinn, then the jinn as the species, you know, the jinn as themselves, you know. But when I say shaitan, it is shaitan from among the jinn. In the Quran, whenever Allah mentions shaitan, He actually referring to the shaitan among the jinn. Because shaitan can be from both worlds. Either from the world of the jinn or from the world of humankind. So human can be shaitan. كَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا شَيَاطِينَ الْإِنسِ وَالْجِنِّ. And therefore we create, or we send for all the prophets, or every prophet, we send for them enemies from among the shayateen al-ins wal-jinn. From among the shayateen, or the devils, among the human and the jinn. Okay, so shaitan can be from, even in Arabic language, shaitan can be referred or can be used for all sorts of beings. It can be among the jinn, humans, even animals and plants. Even plants can be shaitan. You know, if you see what we call the bunga-bunga apa ni? Daun-daun apa yang kacau, rumpai apa benda? Weeds. Is it weeds? Huh? Weeds. Sorry? Ferns. Ferns. Yeah. For example, you plant a flower. For example, you plant a flower. For example, the rose. You plant a rose, and then suddenly on the ground, on the soil, there are, you know, some unwanted weeds. Yes, we call weeds. So the weeds are actually disturbing the ecology of your rose plant. You know, it is killing it. So we call it as shaitan. Okay, you are shaitan. I mean, I pull you off. Huh? All right. Furthermore, it has been all confirmed from an authentic text that the jinn are not the same as the angels, because the jinn is another world apart from the world of the human and the world of the angels. The Prophet said, translated, the angels have been created from light. خُلِقَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةِ مِن نُّورٍ وَخُلِقَ الْجَانَ مِن نَّارٍ وَخُلِقَ آدَمَ مِن طِينٍ. Created the malaika, the angels created from light, the jinn from fire, and Adam was created from clay. In Sahih Muslim. Al-Hasan al-Basri, one of the tabi'in, one of the famous tabi'in, a student of Ibn Abbas radiallahu an, Iblis, he said, Iblis was not from the angels even for the blinking of an eye. I mean, never from the angels. Ibn Taymiyyah said, rahimahullah ta'ala, verily shaitan was from the angels with respect of his appearance only. I mean, because he is he was friends of the angels, you know. This is, I mean, this is usual. I mean, this is normal. Okay? Whenever, for example, there are, you know, for example, there's a Korean guy. This is Korean guy. His name is, I can't remember his name, but he can speak Arabic very fluent, and he speaks native Saudi language. I mean, the Saudi accent of Arabic. You know, I can, but okay, we can say that he is an Arab. He is an Arab, you know, or Anta-Arabi. So, okay, because he speaks Arabic very well, but he is actually originally from Korea. So is he Arabic? I mean, in terms of inheritance, or in terms of biology, or only appearance? It's appeared. He just appeared to be an Arab, but not. Or it is very easy to understand, right? So the jinn or the shaitan or the iblis, they only among the angels in terms of appearance only, but not in terms of origin or nature. Okay. We do not possess any clear text that states shaitan to have been the origin of all the jinn. Okay. Some people ask me, okay, now who is the origin, or who is the first jinn? Is it shaitan? Or are all the jinn in our world today, or that live among us today, descendants of iblis or else? We say Allahu A'lam. But Allah SWT said in a lot of places in Quran, for example, in Surah Al-Rahman, Allah says what? وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ مِن مَارِجٍ مِن نَارٍ. And He created Al-Jan min Marij min Nar. So some scholars, they of the opinion that the first jinn created is called Al-Jan. Jan. Okay? And then, but there is no clear text that whether or not this Jan is a shaitan or else. Allahu A'lam bisawab. Okay? Some scholars, for example, Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that shaitan was the origin of all the jinn, in the same way that Adam is the origin of all mankind. Okay? So it means he is of the opinion that all the jinn was coming from Iblis. Iblis can, how to say this, he can reproduce. Okay? He can reproduce, he can regenerate his own zuriyah, or his own offsprings by himself. Okay, by himself. All right, now we go to the next topic, the food and drink of the jinn. Some people asked whether or not the jinn drink or eat. Yes, brother.
Iblis, did he have any position among the Malakas when he was there? Meaning, did he have any position in the angels?
My opinion is yes, because it is mentioned in Tafsir Ibn Kathir that the Iblis was sent by Allah Azza wa Jalla with the army of angels to get rid of the creatures that making troubles on earth. That was before Allah Ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam. So we can say from that, how to say this, from that fatwa or from that opinion of Ibn Kathir, we can say that yes, he has some position. And then if not, then why Allah SWT mentioned in the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 34, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ, means when that incident happened, he was there. He was among the malaika. You know? Allahu a'lam bisawab. Allahu a'lam. Okay. The jinn and shaitan among them. So see how Dr. Umar, he stated here the jinn and the shaitan among them. Means the jinn can be shaitan and non-shaitan. The non-shaitan are the jinn that Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Jinn. وَأَنَّا مِنَّا الصَّالِحُونَ وَمِنَّا دُونَ ذَلِكَ كُنَّا طَرَائِقَ قِدَدًا. And verily, they are among us who are salihun, the pious jinn, good jinn. وَمِنَّا دُونَ ذَلِكَ. And some of us are not like that. Some of us are not pious, are not salihun. So those are not salihun, those are wicked, evil, then they are the followers of Iblis, the followers of Shaitan. Eat and drink, they eat and drink. In Sahih al-Bukhari, it is recorded on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him to get some stones in order for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to clean himself after defecation, means to do the istinja or istijmar. To do istijmar, you know istijmar? Have you heard that? Istinja and istijmar? Never. Those of you know the Arabic, then you know. Istinja, istijmar. How to say it in English? My God, I cannot find a word. To clean, to purify yourself from the, yeah, from, huh? Not repent, from the toilet. When you go to the toilet, then you clean yourself. Then that is what we call istinja or istijmar. So the Prophet ﷺ asked Abu Hurairah to get stones. Yeah, stones or some how to say things to get rid of the najas or the apa najis impure impure things. Okay, just put it that way. The Prophet ﷺ said to Abu Hurairah, do not bring me bones or dung of animals. Do not bring me bones, because then Abu Hurairah asked the Prophet ﷺ why he specifically mentioned not to bring those two items. Okay, because back in those days there were no toilets like what we have today. When you go to Mecca or Medina nowadays, then a lot of toilets, a lot of places where you can have your private things. But during those days, where are the toilets? How did Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam or his Sahaba or the people in those days, how did they do their business? How? Have you heard or have you learned a hadith when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you do your private things, when you qada al-haja, you do qada, qada al-haja, when you do your private things, do not face the qibla, or do not make the qibla behind you. Have you heard that? Have you learned that?
Yes.
Why? But why did Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mention that specifically?
Because there was no separation between the qibla and the people.
It means there's no wall, brother. There's no wall.
Yeah.
There are no walls. It's an open space. It's in the desert or in the wilderness. Okay, that's why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to go far away to do the qada al-haja, and then he asked Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu to bring him stones, and then he specifically said, do not bring me bones or dung. And when asked why did he instructed Abu Hurairah to bring or to not to bring bones and dung, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said they are food for the jinn. And he explained a delegation of Nasibin, jinn Nasibin from Yemen. Is there any Yemeni here? Do you have any Yemeni friends here? Yeah, because the best of people are from the Yemen. And the best of the jinn also from Yemen. Allahumma barakna fi yamanina wa fi shamina. Allahumma barakna fi shamina wa fi yamanina. A delegation of Nasibin came to me, and this is the first jinn that embraced Islam. And the jinn, the tribe of jinn, the Nasib is the name of their tribe, of the clan of the jinn. Yes, they have clans like us, You have a lot of clans, then the jinn also have clans. Then this is the specific type of clan of the jinn that mentioned in the first verse of Surah Al-Jinn. قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أستغفر الله العظيم. قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفَرٌ مِنَ الْجِنِّ Nafar min al-jinn is from the, among the nasibin. Came to me, and what nice jinn they are. Nice jinn they are. The best of the jinn. And asked me about their provisions. Because they have become Muslim. And of course they will ask, what are the halal food for us? Right? What we can eat or what we cannot eat. And Nabi SAW said, I supplicated to Allah, means Nabi make dua to Allah for them, that they would never pass by dung or bones except that they would find meat upon them. Means, specifically, they can eat dung, animal dung, and bones. Okay? Because when they pass any dung or bones, they will see meat upon them. We see, as humans, we see them as bones or dungs. Right? But the jinn saw them as foods. All right. However, there are another narration in Surah At-Tirmidhi, for example, do not clean yourself with dung or with bones, for they are food for your brothers among the jinn. Clearly, he says here. Sorry. So they are food for your brothers among the jinn, means the Muslim jinn. If not, then Nabi SAW will not mention brothers, your brothers. And in Sahih Muslim, it is recorded from Ibn Mas'ud that a messenger from the jinn came to the Prophet ﷺ and he went with them. Okay, and this is the hadith that I used to explain to Malaysians, to some Malaysians in with regards to, okay, there was a case of people who got lost in the jungle recently. His name is Ashraf. Or no, never. But they found bones. They found bones, and now the police is investigating whether or not the bones actually related to him or not. Because the bones that were found in the jungle was too old. It's old bones, and it started to decay actually. So they do not know whether or not the bones related to that guy or not. Allahu a'lam bishawab. But a lot of people in the Malay world, I say the Malay world, they have this myth or legend about bunyan. Bunyan in Arabic means building, but bunyan in Malay means jinn. The people of the jinn of bunyan used to kidnap people. You know, a lot of people got lost in the jungle. They find, they will, you know, some stories told that these people, they see a village with a lot of people, with beautiful girls, and then they got married to this bunyan, and they never want to go back to the world. You know, it's very well-known myth or well-known legend in Malaysia. Yeah, and yeah, so Allahu Akbar. This is 2019, and some people still believe in that. So I use this as an evidence that whenever people lost in the jungle or in desert, I mean, if it is true that they're being kidnapped by jinn, if it's true, then they are still in this world. Because the Malay believe that people, I mean human, can go into another world, can go into the world of the jinn and be there. They can stay there. But I said no, they are still here. It is impossible. Because why? We are in separate world. We cannot go into their world. All right? And this is the hadith, Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, he said that the messenger from the jinn means the du'ats among the jinn, the ustaz, the sheikh among the jinn. You know, they want to learn the Quran. They want to learn the deen from Nabi SAW, and they invited Nabi SAW to their place. So Nabi SAW read to them some Quranic verses, and the Prophet ﷺ showed the people the remains of their embers. The remains of their embers means Nabi ﷺ showed the people. Who are the people here? The Sahaba. Because the another narration, it is narrated that the Sahaba tried to find the Prophet ﷺ, but they couldn't find him. They couldn't find him. It means Just like the case of Ashraf. I mean, they couldn't find. Where has Nabi Sallallahu gone? And then in the morning, the next morning, Nabi Sallallahu appeared to them and showed them the place where he had a meeting with the jinn. And Nabi Sallallahu showed them the remains, or the remaining of the embers, or the campfire, the campfire. So this is an evidence that they were still in this world. It's just that they cannot see them. All right? They asked the Prophet ﷺ about their provisions, and he told them every bone, for jinn, every bone on which the name of Allah has been mentioned will have meat on it for you, and the dung are fodder for your animals. Then he said, do not clean yourselves with them, as they are food for your brothers. So this is a clear evidence that the jinn drink and eat, and their food is bones or dung. Some people ask me, does jinn eat smoke? I say, where this come from? Where this come from? I mean, if they can eat smoke, then we can have a clear and healthier air, you know. The Prophet also informed us that the devils eat with their left hands, and he ordered us to be different from them in this respect. Another clear evidence that the jinn eats. Imam Muslim recorded in his Sahih on the authority of Ibn Umar then that the Prophet ﷺ said, إذا أكل أحدكم فليأكل بيمينه وإذا شرب فليشرب بيمينه فإن الشيطان يأكل بشماله ويشرب بشماله. Means, if one of you eats, he should eat with his right hand, and if he drinks, he should drink with his right hand. Verily, shaitan eats with his left hand and drinks with his left hand. So, I have explained before, Bismillah, the way some people drink, they know this hadith, and then they read this hadith, but they try to cheat themselves. You know, people in our country and in any other Muslim countries as well, we eat with our hands, right? So in Malay culture, we are like Indians, you know. We like to put gravy, gravy, curry or korma, you know. We love that. So our hand get dirty. It gets dirty. So some people, they do not want to make the drinking glass or cup to get dirty. So because they don't eat with their left hand, so the left hand is clean. So what they do is they will hold the cup like this. But they say, oh, we cannot drink with left hand. Never mind, just put your right hand at the bottom and then drink. So actually, brothers and sisters, is this cheating or not cheating? If it's cheating, then who do you cheat? Right? You're cheating yourselves. You think that you can cheat the shaitan? No. The shaitan says, hey, you're my friend, bro. Right? You're my friend, bro. Okay? Okay? In Muslim Ahmad, the following hadith is recorded. Another narration. Man akala bishamalihi akala ma'ahu shaitan. Wa man shariba bishamalihi shariba ma'ahu shaitan. Whoever eats with his left hand, shaitan eats with him, and whoever drinks with his left hand, shaitan drinks with him. Right? So the shaitan gets his provisions, gets his rizqi from you, if you do not, or if you drink or eat with your left hand. Okay? Sorry. Alright, there's another hadith narrated by Imam Ahmad, and we just read the translation. If the man enters his house and mentions the name of Allah upon entering it and upon eating therein, shaitan will say, there is no lodging for you here and no meal here. I mean, shaitan says to another shaitan, because there are many. This means every day, brothers and sisters, every day the shaitan or shayateen, they live among us, and they await for many opportunities to be in our lives. That is why the deeds of, the deeds from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ are the best protection for us. Because I can say 80 to 90% of these a'mal, of these deeds taught by the Prophet ﷺ is actually to protect us from the devils, from the shaitan. For example, this hadith, when we enter our house or our hostels, our hotel room, for example, or even our office, and we say Bismillah, or we recite the dua, the recommended dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka khairal mawlij wa khairal makhraj, Bismillahi wa lajna wa Bismillahi kharajna wa ala Allah rabbina tawakkalna, and then we say salam, assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin, or we just simply Bismillah, and then the shaitan will say there's no lodging for us. And when we eat in our house and we say Bismillah, then the shaitan will say there's no meal for here, and there's no meal for us here. But if the man enters his house and neglects to mention the name of Allah upon entering it, the shaitan will say, I have found lodging for you. Right? Hooray, we have found a lodging. We have homestay here. Right? It's free, brothers and sisters. It's free for them. And if he does not mention Allah's name upon eating his meal, the shaitan will say, I have found lodging and a meal. Then we have homestay and a dinner. Okay? And this hadith was also recorded by Muslim. And this hadith are clear evidence that definitely prove that the devils eat and drink. Allahu a'lam bis-shawab. And in the same manner that it's prohibited for men to eat any meat that has not been, okay. In this paragraph, actually, the author, he explains that why is it that the jinn can only eat from the bones or dung that is previously recited with the name of Allah Azza wa Jalla. For example, when we eat chicken, we bought KFC chicken and then we eat, and we say, before we eat, we say Bismillah. Bismillah, and we eat, and then when we finish the eating, then we throw it away, then the jinn will grab it. No? You throw the bones, and then there's another hand that will welcome the bone. And because that bone is halal for him, because it has been mentioned with the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. The same hukum or the same ruling of slaughtering. We Muslims, we cannot eat animals that are slaughtered not with the name of Allah. We can only eat slaughtered animals that is mentioned in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillahi, Allahu Akbar, then we slaughter the animal, then we can eat. But if we slaughter the animals without mentioning the name of Allah, or with mentioning name other than Allah Azza wa Jalla, then we cannot eat it. It's haram. You got what I mean? So the same ruling here applies to the jinn. Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyyah rahimahullah ta'ala concludes from the verse of the Quran, إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ وَالْأَنصَابُ وَالْأَزْلَامُ رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ. All you who believe, strong drink means strong drink. Strong khamar means what? Wine or intoxicant. And games of chance, Allahu Akbar. Ansab wal azlam. Games of chance mean how to say azlam? Al-azlam. Fortune telling. Is it? Is it fortune telling? Not gambling. Gambling, yes, gambling. Maisir, games of chance. Wow, what a nice way of saying things. And idols. Rijisun min amali shaitan. And divining errors are only in infamy of shaitan's handiwork. Leave it aside in order that you might succeed. That intoxicating liquors are the beverages of the devils. And it is the drink that he orders his patrons to drink, and he participates with them in that action, and its drinking, its sin, and its eventual punishment. Na'udzubillahi min zalik. So intoxicants, liquors, beers, wines, whatever the names are, whatever the way people call their names, their names. So many types of liquor or types of intoxicants are haram. All right, so then the next question is, do the jinn marry and procreate? You know, some Malays in Malaysia, they like and they are, you know, they are dreaming of marrying a jinn. Yes, brothers. Like I said, the legend of Bunyan, the tale, you know, it mentioned that the Bunyan, the female Bunyan, is so beautiful and more beautiful than any other woman on earth. So beautiful. So the guys, the Malay guys, I mean some Malay guys, they're imagining that if I can find a Bunyan, I will marry her. You know, this is blasphemy. It is apparent that the jinn do have sexual intercourse. Okay, they do have sexual intercourse. Because they have zakar and untha. They have male and female. Okay. To prove this, some of the scholars refer to the description of the spouses in paradise, where Allah Ta'ala mentioned, "Lam yatmithunna insun qablahum wala jan." Means the angels or the hurun ain of the paradise never touch or never, you know, have intercourse with either humans nor jinn. When Allah mentioned this, means Allah is actually giving us a clue that the jinn also can have sexual intercourse. The author of Lawami'ul Anwar al-Bahiyya mentions a hadith which deserves a closer look. Okay, we have to check the authenticity of this hadith, whether it's true or not. But it said that, translated, the jinn have children in the same way that the sons of Adam have children, but theirs are more in number. Okay, this is popular belief in our society, maybe because of this hadith. However, the chain of narration should be checked whether or not it is sahih or not sahih. Okay. Okay. However, one tabi'in, Wahab bin Munabbih, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, the jinn are of different kinds. This is his fatwa, this is his opinions. One is a pure jinn, that is like a wind that does not eat or drink. Pure jinn, doesn't eat, doesn't drink. Nor does it die or procreate. And there is a class of them that does eat, drink, procreate, and has sex and dies. And those are those female demons and desert demons and similar others. This was recorded by Ibn Jarir at-Tabari. Okay. Alright. However, this is only his opinion and it need of evidence. Okay, in need of evidence and cannot be considered a proof on its own. We cannot use it as a hujjah. And we hold on the clear evidence that is the jinn or Iblis, even Iblis himself, have zuriyah, have offsprings. Okay. All right. I think this is the last part for tonight. The marriage between the jinn and humans. Okay, that is between jinn and the jinn. We know that they can have sexual intercourse among them, between them. They can, you know, procreate. Now, the issue of whether or not jinn can marry humans or vice versa. One still hears about some men marrying a jinn or some woman marrying one of the jinn or a woman being proposed to by one of the jinn. And from my experience, and Allahu A'lam, a lot of jinn or a lot of humans, especially the women, were being possessed by male jinn because of, you know, because of they have fallen in love with the humans. Because they like the girls, they like the woman, and they possess them, and they, you know, the jinn does something on her. And this is very, very common nowadays, even from the past as well. As-Suyuti, Al-Imam Suyuti, mentions mentioned many such reports from the early generations and scholars pointing to the existence of marriages between humans and jinn. So many evidence, I mean from human experience. Wow, it's getting more interesting. Ibn Taymiyyah said, humans and jinn have gotten married and have had children. This has happened often and is well known. Surprisingly, Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah said humans and jinn have gotten married and have children. So it is actually well known, even in Risalah Idahu Dalala fi Umum Risalah, in his essay about the jinn, Ibn Taymiyyah is of the opinion that both creatures can get together, can have sexual intercourse, and they can reproduce. Means humans and jinn can, reproduce their own offspring.
But what will be the product? Is human being?
Okay. Bismillah. All right, before I answer your question, let us continue a little bit. Assuming it is possible, many of the scholars showed a dislike for such a marriage. Okay, this topic has been discussed by our imams, by our ai the four mazahib, the four scholars, even like Imam Malik, for example, and also scholars such as Al-Hasan, Qatada, and Al-Hakim, Al-Hakim actually, and Ishaq were known to have shown a dislike for it. It's makruh. Makruh means, makruh, then we can do it. Some people think like that. Dislike means makruh. Makruh is not haram. It's not mahrum. So, well, Imam Malik could not find any text that would prohibit it. Subhanallah. Okay. So, but be careful. Do not take do not quote me and misquoting me. Imam Malik could not find any text that would prohibit it. Okay, why? Why this is stated as such? Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Because what is the original ruling of worldly affairs, of worldly transactions, or worldly, everything that's in this world is halal for us. Right? What's the verse? Surah Al-Baqarah. That Allah SWT created everything on earth is for us to use. And therefore, the original ruling of everything is halal. Unless there is an evidence, there is a nas or dalil from the Quran or the Sunnah mentioning the prohibition. وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. Okay. خَلَقَ لَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. Alright? So that is why Imam Malik said, I cannot find any text that would prohibit it, but he himself did not like it for it to occur, and he gave his reason for saying so. And this is the fatwa of Imam Malik. I had that it would be the case that we would find a woman who is pregnant, and we ask her, who is your husband? And she replies, one of the jinn. You got what I mean? Yeah. This can be this can be an excuse used by women to get pregnant illegally. You get what I mean? It will create turmoil in the society. Everybody will claim, I have, I married with a jinn, and the jinn is the father of the son. You get what I mean? It's like you are marrying a hollow man. You're saying.
Also, I think it should not be.
Father and mother, please, this is, introduce you, this is my fiancé. Where is he? No, hollow man. It is unacceptable. So Imam Malik said, this is the reason why it is makruh, or why is it disliked. And this is when we see our scholars our knowledgeable scholars, when they cannot find any evidence from the Quran nor the Sunnah, any clear evidence they cannot find, whether it's halal or haram, they do not simply say it's haram. This is the adab of the scholars. The worst that they can say is makruh. They dislike it. Yes, sister.
For it to be halal, the marriage has to be done on depending on the Sharia. Like there has to be ishhar.
Yes.
So if there is no ishhar, then the marriage is not counted as a proper marriage. So that means
Yes.
it's not halal.
Yeah, but according to Imam Malik, the marriage is sah.
How?
However, the ruling is haram. If the marriage happen, another fatwa of Imam Malik, he said that the marriage is sah. It can happen, provided that there is a because the jinn can disguise. Can disguise. It can appear. It can appear in this world in the other form. He can appear in the form of human being or whatsoever. Even though he is from unseen world, but the jinn, as we know, they can transform into another form. You get what I mean?
So
Allah.
that's how the marriage is becoming
Yes.
legal, and that's how it's halal.
Allahu A'lam. Allahu A'lam.
Ustaz,
Yes.
I want to add something.
Yeah.
Actually, when we referring to our imams, sometimes we ignore the fact is that they in their times the resources were very limited. So
Okay.
it's high chance for an imam they have some lack of information, lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the fact. Because most of
Yeah.
the kitabs, Siyasita or Suhihain was not collected that time.
Yeah.
So when we get some references from Quran and Sunnah properly,
Yeah.
then we should priority the references first. So
Yes.
as the references said that the marriage is not legal
Mhm.
until the witness is there.
Mm-hmm.
So we should focus on that.
I see. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, brother. However, I myself have not found any hadith or any ayat that prohibits such marriage.
But there's not supposed to be a hadith or an ayah because, as we say, there has to be certain things to happen for it to be halal.
Okay, okay, this is just intellectual discourse, okay? Just as intellectual discussion. What is the ruling, for permissible marriage? The
wali of the
Okay, the wali
must be present or must,
Okay.
must get consent
Okay.
of our wali.
Okay, all right. And then
And
brides and the bridegroom, okay. The brides and the bridegrooms. Bridegroom is the man, right? Okay. If the bridegroom is Muslim
yeah,
and the bride is the people of the book, is it halal? Can
is it halal?
It's halal, right? And if it's halal, then if the bridegrooms, both of them, the bridegrooms and the bride are Muslims, is even more halal, right? And there is a mahar, right? Mahar.
Yeah.
So if this, and the two witnesses.
Yeah.
So if the jinn is Muslim and he has wali, if the jinn is she, she has a wali. The wali, his jinn father, or her jinn father said, okay, I marry my daughter with you, and you say, yes, I accept. And there are two witnesses. There were mahar. Is it?
The world of the jinn only.
Sorry.
The ishhar,
Uh-huh.
the announcement of the marriage has to be in the world of the jinn.
Okay, the ishhar is not wujub. It's not wajib. It's not obligatory. It is sunnah to make walima, awlim wala bisha. But it's not wajib. The wajib or the pillars of marriage is wali, the bridegrooms and the bride of the of the same religion, or the man or the bridegroom should be Muslim, and then people of the book. With mushrikun is not permissible. And then two witnesses. Yes, and the ijab and the qabul. The ijab and the qabul. So that is why it's so difficult actually to say whether this is haram or not haram. The worst ruling, or the most of the scholars that I read, that I found, none of them say it is haram. I mean, among the four imams. Okay, let us continue some more. A group of people are of the opinion that it is not permitted to marry from the jinn. Okay, some of scholars said not permitted. From the blessings of Allah is that He created for mankind spouses of their own species. From Surah Rum, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Okay, if it could occur, they said, it would not be possible to have that companionship and love between the spouses due to their different species. The goal and wisdom of marriage would not be attainable, since the tranquility and love mentioned by Allah in the Quran would be impossible. Yes, and it's true. Because in some legends, okay, I said legends, okay, I'm not saying this is a true story. There's some people who claim that they married a jinn, a bunyan. They said that their spouse is there. The spouse is there, but they just cannot see it. Just cannot see him or her. Or some cases or some stories that I have heard before. The woman said that at night my husband will come to me, even though I cannot see him, but I can feel him. So, wow, I mean, if I am the woman, I will be very scared, brother. The goal and wisdom of marriage will not be attainable. Okay, yes, it's true. In any case, although people claim that such marriages occur presently and have occurred in the past, if such does occur, it is rare and strange. It is strange. But in Malay world, I said, because we are in Malaysia, I'm talking about the context in Malaysia. In Malay world, this is a fascination. This is fascination. A lot of people talking about this. Furthermore, the one who performs it must seek the Islamic ruling concerning it. It could be the case that the one who does it is, in a sense, overpowered and has no way to escape that situation. Okay, so Allah Alam. So, okay, however, this book does not explain or does not discuss this topic lengthy. And if you are interested to know more, inshallah, I will try to do some studies on this and to get a clear understanding and to get a clear conclusion whether or not the jinn or human can get married. If the ruling said no, then it's no lah. Yeah, cannot lah. If the likely, if the ruling or the majority of those scholars said it's a makruh or it's halal, yeah, but halal is not. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah.
We would like to have an answer for that.
Yeah.
Because it happened in my country.
It's happening in your country as well. From which country, brother?
Gambia.
MashaAllah, from Gambia.
From Gambia. I know of a person, not exactly I know him, but his grandson, I know him. So the grandfather is married to a Jinn wife.
Mm-hmm.
So he has other wives. So it will be like a schedule for him.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a specific day will be chosen for the Jinn wife to come for her time.
Yeah.
So when this man passed away, so those that were in the funeral ground, they said that they had a loud cry from nowhere.
Wow.
So they presumed that it was the jinn that were crying.
Yeah.
Because they said that the man has a family, the jinn. So at times he has a shop. At times when the commodities in the shop run low, then they will see from nowhere things will come to the shop.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Also, in my village, I've seen this woman, she's an old woman, she has been taken by the Jinn. You know, she has been put in for so many years. You know, and she came back later on to the village. So she was living there, but during Maghrib prayer, you will hear her speaking in another language that you cannot understand. So people presume that she has she's been married to a Jinn man. So, and then most of the people also are possessed by the Jinn in our country.
MashaAllah. That's interesting. I'd like to visit Gambia one day. I want to visit Gambia. I want to visit Gambia one day. I mean, this is of my interest. I mean, I'd like to study more about different cultures and how different cultures have their own perspectives, and there are quite a lot of similarities actually among these cultures in Malaysia, Indonesia, in Africa, and because we want to see the origins, where is this idea is originating from, and because it involves the same being, the same, I mean, the world of human and the world of the jinn. Allahu a'lam bisawab. Okay, any other question to ask? If not, then Allahu a'lam bisawab. We yeah, yes.
Just sharing. When I was young, my grandmother used to say, "This you see an albino."
Albino.
Oh, these are the result of a marriage with
Allahu Akbar. That is mean. That is mean. That is not you know, it's not good to claim that. Okay. Allahu a'lam bisawab. But we don't have any classes during Ramadan, right?
No.
So yeah, so we after I. Oh, one more question, okay, sister. Yeah.
About the eating of the bones, does it apply only for animal bones or human bones?
Human bones?
Eat
No.
upon the bones. You know, like you feel you cover and knowing that meat upon your bones. Just
Okay. It's an animal meat, animal bones. You know, the animals that we slaughter and we become our food. Yeah. And okay, another thing, I think I'm quite surprised it's not mentioned in this translation, because in the original Arabic book, it's mentioned this one opinion that the kafir among the jinn. That's why some scholars of the opinion that the maitah, the bodies or the remains of animals that are not slaughtered, or not slaughtered in the name of Allah, is the food for the kafir among the jinn. So animals are slaughtered in the name of Allah is the food for the Muslim jinn, and the opposite is the food for the kafir among the jinn. Allahu a'lam bishawab. Okay, brothers and sisters, I wish and I pray that all of us will have blessed Ramadan, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept all our deeds in this coming Ramadan, and that we shall strive our best to have the best Ramadan in our life this year, and that all of us, bismillah ta'ala, will meet the Laylatul Qadr, the best night, the night which is better than 1,000 months, or 1,000 nights, sorry. And then we shall meet insyaAllah biiznillah ta'ala after Eid al-Fitr. Okay, insyaAllah. Okay, so we adjourn our class with the tasbih kafara. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I want to take